Oh, there we go. There's the bell. All right. Okay, so that was the bell. So go ahead and get started on the. Just checking. Okay. So go ahead and get started on the do now. All right. Press pause and then we'll come back. Okay. All right. And we're back. Okay. So here we go. So let's take a look, right? So let's take a look. Who's in the same family here in this expression? Yep. Negative 2x, right? The positive 8x. To negative 6 and 9. Now, I picked this question really for a very specific purpose, which is over the course of the last week or so, I've been kind of sneaking these questions in, right? So instead of giving you a question where it's 8x minus 2x, let's say, plus 9 minus 6, right? Where you could just do 8 minus 2 and then 9 minus 6. I picked a question where they're switched around and so it's just so that I could see if you guys can still do it. Okay. So having said that, you already know you can switch them to look like this, right? So what would that be? Yep, 6x. And then likewise, these I could switch like that, right? And what would this be? Right, 3, right? Positive 3 as a matter of fact, or plus 3. Okay. All right. Let's see. Unit 7, day 24. Today's date. Homework's online. Okay. Plus the video. And today, I think the most important thing for today are the announcements actually. So please pay attention here. Okay. So I'm gonna jump right down to this. All right. So let me just come out and say it. All right. Hopefully this is not the first time you hear it because yesterday I have a person who emailed me and said, Mr. Ring, do we have school or are we off during spring break? And I was like, you know, oh man, I hope this is not the first time you're hearing this. So I hate to be bringing the news. So as many of you know, and maybe some of you didn't know, so you're gonna have school over spring break. All right. So let me say that again. You're going to have school over spring break. All right. Now, calm down. Let me explain the rest of the plan. Okay. So, spring break officially starts, all right, or non-spring break officially starts tomorrow, April 9th. And originally it was going to run through tomorrow and Friday and then all of next week, which means originally you were slated to return on let me see the calendar, on the 20th of April. That would have been your first day back from spring break. So in the meantime, you're going to have school. Okay, so the rationale was that given given what's going around the city and around the world, all right, I think the people that made these decisions think that it's a good choice for you guys to stay home and not be on break, so to speak, and completely free from the responsibilities of school and then just go hang out, which is like, the last thing like anyone wants is, a bunch of people just hanging out, in parks and whatnot. So they thought that the best way to do it is to, keep everyone at home. And for the most part, I agree with that. I think it's important for people to stay home right now. So the execution of the plan, all right, is what we're gonna talk about. And so what I had to do is actually I had to wait till this is why I waited till today because as I told my homeroom, a lot of times when decisions like these are made immediately, right? Like because the school calendars, I don't know if you guys know, the school calendar for next year usually is out in April of this year. Like it's out like 5 months in advance. And the reason why is, a lot of times people just need to plan for things, right? Like, so we need to know which are the holidays. We need to know, when, like, so for example, one of the reasons is also allowing your parents to like plan vacations, right, with you guys, things like that. So, so whenever these things happen where you have very short notice and a lot of things happening at the same time is that these things these things tend to be somewhat last minute, and these things have to be negotiated, all right, between all the different parties that are involved, all right. And so, and I think that's, that's where we're at. Like, so that's why I waited till the last moment, because things are being negotiated, which also means that things can change at any moment. So I waited till the very last moment, right before tomorrow. And so, and then this morning when I woke up, I went straight to the email, and I just like I read the emails that were sent to me and other teachers over and over again. I must have read like the same 5 emails like 3 times over. All right, because I'm trying to get a good grip on what the expectations are. All right, and so I did a lot of thinking. All right, and so this is what I think this is. Okay, all right, so across your classes, and this is from the city of New York. All right, these are the this is my take. This is my take, but I think everyone would agree with me. So one of the first things was that tomorrow and Friday, those are major religious holidays. So, and some of those extend even to next week, right? So let's imagine, right, if we're in school and you have to, you want to observe a religious holiday, or sometimes even like, like any other cultural holidays, I guess. If you want to you want to participate in those holidays, right? But as a result, you cannot be in school. You can be absent, right? It's called an excused absence, right? Like, so whereas instead, like, if you're cutting class just because you don't feel like coming to school, that's an unexcused absence, right? So like that's what we use the word, like you're cutting school, right? So I think it would be a good idea if you know that you're going to be absent, all right? Even for like different reasons. For your parents, or to tell your parents to write a note or have a note ready, just in case the school is asking for it. Okay, so typically, sometimes we get notes from parents as an email, right, to all the to all the teachers of that particular student. So, for example, like if you know that you're gonna be out, right, for whatever reason, have your parents write one email with all your 6th grade teachers in the email, just saying, hey, look, I don't know, Marcos, all right, Marcos, okay, it's gonna be absent, and so please excuse his absence. We're gonna be doing this, that, or the other. So like treat it as if it's like that, because one thing that I got from the emails is the emphasis that like it's like this is not a break. Okay, like there's school, because attendance will still be taken every day in homeroom. Okay, so unless it's an excused absence, all right, the expectation is that your attendance is still being taken. So go on your Google Classroom and mark yourself present. Okay, now let's see if I covered all of that already. Yeah, okay. Now, in order to help, to kind of encourage you to, and telling you to keep coming to, quote unquote school, right, for the next week and a half, the city has come up with some plans on the things that you can do. I guess besides classwork. So the way they're approaching it is, to have the teachers scale back on the classwork. All right, so math, science, ELA, that sort of stuff. but at the same time give you something that's slightly different than what you would normally do in school. So uh, now I was gonna use the word extracurricular, but I don't think extra is even the correct word, because extra means like outside, and I think to the intention is still for you to have something to do. So I'm gonna use the word pericurricular, which means around the curriculum, okay, which means around the schoolwork, not extra schoolwork, okay? We're not giving you extra work here. So, okay, so on April 9th, which is tomorrow, the plan is to have some resources for you for college and career readiness. All right. So I think if you go on the schools.nyc.gov website, I hope. I checked this morning, they didn't have it yet, I don't think. So hopefully they will have some information, all right, and resources for you. In math, like I said, we're gonna scale back a little, all right. So we're gonna have a review. So tomorrow morning, let's do this because I still want to touch base with you guys, okay, every day, all right. If we're gonna have like school, right? So tomorrow, let me just lay out what the days are probably gonna look like. So tomorrow when you come in, all right, you will have a do now, okay, and I'll still do the days. I'll do unit 7, day 25. Yeah, that's fine. And then what I'm gonna do is I'll make the announcements. Should there be anything new? If there's not new announcements, I'm not gonna have you like watch me like repeat the same thing over and over. Like there's no point. Okay. And then I'm just gonna direct you to a video I made earlier in the what chapter unit, right? That goes over one-step equations. All right, because I looked at the grades from the quizzes, and some of you would like a review. So, all right, so it will be that plus a worksheet. All right, yeah, let's do that, and then let's see. Now the worksheet's optional. Okay, so watch the review. It's about 10 minutes. Okay, worksheet's optional, but I'm gonna have a homework that will only have one question. Okay, I have no idea what I just wrote. That makes no sense. Okay, all right. So where's one question? So do the one question, look at that as a review, and then that's it. Okay, and then you can go do your other class assignments and do your college and career readiness stuff. Day 2 is art. All right. So not sure what that entails. For math, we're gonna have a second day of review, which is combining like terms. I will make another optional worksheet, and then I'll give you another homework where it's only gonna be one question. Okay, so next Monday it'll be science. All right. In math we're definitely gonna do a game. We're gonna do the combining like terms and distributive property game. Okay, I think you guys will like it. All right, it's gonna take about 10 to 15 minutes to do, and you guys will really like it. It's a really fun game. Okay, and then we have a homework where it's only one question. I don't know why I keep writing 1Q, but all right. So the next day is computer science, same thing. All right. Now I gotta see what I'm gonna do for math, so I'll let you know as we go on. But check the blog every day. Okay. I will try to limit my work to 10 to 15 minutes instead of the ordinary 40 minutes. All right. And for homework, I have one question again. Please do the homework. Okay. Now, I've been given guidance to not assign anything that's graded. So if you want to do the homeworks later on, that's fine. Okay. But I'm gonna tell you now, like I just think there's a attendance element to all this work. And so I'm thinking from your like perspective that, you know, that if there's an attendance element, then homework again will serve as attendance. Okay, let's just put it that way. Okay, I don't have another better way to put it. All right, so April 15th to health, same thing, 10 to 15 minutes of activity. It doesn't necessarily even mean a lesson. Okay, it might just be an activity I found online, or even a video that I saw on YouTube that I thought you guys might enjoy watching. Okay, I'm gonna try to make them math related. Okay, April 16th is languages, and then April 17th, from the one source that I've read, we're circling back to arts. Okay. So if I find anything interesting within these topics, I'll post a link or two into the blog in addition to our regular items. Okay. So again, the goal here is to have more curricular options, which means things that might be of interest to you that is still part of the school, okay. Meanwhile, kind of scaling back, dialing down on your other academic work, okay. And then also, if you go on the so you might find this interesting. So originally, I think the date was set for April 20th, right? But that was what, a provisional date. Like, that was not set in stone. So, like I said earlier, you know how I said things are always changing, right? So if you go on the New York City NYC, no, schools.nyc.gov, the buildings are closed till the 29th. All right, so you know how buildings are closed right now? All the school buildings, right? So they've pushed that date to the 29th. What's the 29th? Wednesday. Oh, that's an interesting date. Why 29th but not 30th? Or the 1st, right? Okay, all right, well, that's what the city says, so that's what we'll follow. Okay, so that's what it says. I'm really hoping I covered all the things, all the questions, all the concerns or thoughts that you guys have regarding this. Okay, so we're all trying our best. I understand that you're trying your best. Your parents are trying your best. Your teachers are trying your best. All right, and so yeah, let's go from there. Okay. Feel free to email me with any concerns. All right, if you have, or questions, and like I said, like let's touch base every day. And here's why I think it's good for us to touch base every day. Okay. As far as like me making a video and things like that, because if you have questions, then I could answer it within 24 hours. And I never intended, even though I always end up doing it, I never intend this to be like your news source. But sometimes I worry whether or not, like the email I got yesterday, sometimes I worry that like you guys are not getting the news, okay, like school-wise. So, and I'm reluctantly like being your like your news person, your newscaster. Okay, so welcome to I don't even know what I should call this station. Like those 3-letter stations, right? What should I be? I don't know. Like, I don't know. MRN, like Mr. Ing on the MRN network. Okay, all right. Now, how are we doing on time? Oh yeah. All right, we're halfway through the period already. Okay, that's fine. So okay, what's the greatest takeaway? All right, from school, and for you, as it relates to school, attendance is still taken every day. Okay, so your homeroom attendance is taken every day. Check your Google Classroom sites, right? And check my blog for any updates or any like work that was assigned. Okay. And any questions, feel free to email me, or as it relates to your subject teacher, email your subject teachers. Okay. I'm sure they will be able to, or will try to be able to answer those questions. Okay. All right. So let's go to today's lesson. Now, let's see. All right, here's what we've done so far. So today, let's see. all that. Okay, so here's what we've done yesterday. Okay, we spent a lot of time the whole period doing combining, right, and distributive property, right, or distribute and combining like terms, right, where it culminated in this last question here that we went over. All right, I didn't look at the homework grades yet, by the way, so I gotta look. Okay, all right, so now I want to show you a couple of things then on top of that. So I want to show you, because this happened in the last question yesterday, actually. So I thought it might be good to show you, like, real quick, all right, what these questions are. So in these questions, these tends to be the exceptions to what we've been doing so far, meaning this, right? You combine like terms first. Because remember how I say you always distribute, combine, and then lastly solve? Here now, technically speaking, you can distribute. So let's do it the way that I think most people would do first. They would combine like terms, right? So if you rewrite this as combine like term, what would that look like? Yeah, n plus 17, right? And then you distribute. So that would be 2n plus 34, right? Now, the alternative way of solving this would be something like distribute. So you would distribute all the I don't know, I guess coefficient to all three terms inside the parentheses, which means that would be 2n. That will be plus 2 times 5, that's 10. And then plus 2 times 12 is 24. Combine like terms, 2n plus 34. Nothing changed, right? So you see that? So let's do one more and then have you try these two, okay? All right, likewise, let's combine them first. So who's in the same family? Right, 11 and 4, that's 15. 3 times x is 3x plus 45, and that's it. Okay, so pause for a moment, try these two, all right, and we'll go from there. Okay, all right, and we're back. So let's do this one. 15, combining like terms, that's 10. All right, so that's 15y plus 150. This one, it's let's combine like terms first. So that's 2 plus 6, that's 8. Yeah. So 7 times 8 is 56 plus 7d, right? Or as old Manning would like it, 7d plus 56. Yeah. Okay. Now try this. This is more like a state test sort of question. All right. So try this one right now. Which equation is expression? Which expression is equivalent to this? Okay, and then make a choice. So press pause. Okay, here we go. So here we'll combine like terms. That's 8 plus x. Distribute 72 plus 9x, right? Or as old Manning would like, 9x plus 72. Which one of this is that? Yep, D. All right, so I think they want us to bubble in D. Okay, all right. Oh, these are good. Hold on. Okay, all right. You know what? Not bad, actually. I think we're okay. Okay, all right. This is gonna happen. I think we can end the lesson after the next page. Oops. Oops, what? Okay, all right. So, let's see. So Alexis is X years old. Her sister Gloria is 7 years older than Alexis. All right. And the grandfather is 5 times as old. By the way, I've never done this with 6th graders. I don't even think I've done this with 7th graders. So, but I figure, you know, if you want a little bit challenging stuff, this is it. So Alexis is 8 years old. I mean, X years old. Her sister Gloria is 7 years older. 7 years older, right? Now, their grandfather is 5 times as old as Gloria. How would you write that? I mean, think about what we're doing right now. I mean, we're doing, what? Distributive property, right? So imagine that you would have to write an expression that looks like the distributive property, right? So the grandfather is 5 times as old as Gloria. So this is Alexis. This is Gloria, right? You catch that? So the grandfather is 5 times as old as glory. So you take Gloria's age. How do you say 5 times x plus 7? Yeah, in parentheses, 5 times x plus 7. And so this is grandpa. Got that? And then that's it. That's the expression. Okay, now, oh, not done yet, right? And simplify an expression. So we actually have to distribute. So that's 5x plus 35. Okay, now with that said, try this one on your own. I'll leave the one up top for you to reference. Okay, so go ahead, try this right now. Press pause. Okay, all right, so let's say each day you run on the treadmill for R minutes and lift weights for 15 minutes. Which expression can you use to find how many minutes of exercise you do in 5 days? So let's see. Now, you run for R minutes, and when you lift weights for 15, the total is R plus 15. So let's say you run for 10 minutes, right? And you lift weight for 15. If that were the case, that means you'd be exercising for 25 minutes a day, right? Now, for me, that would be 0 and 0. I don't exercise. So R plus 15, right? You got that, right? That's the total. So this represents running and weight, right? So if you do that in 5 days, it will be 5 times this expression, this combination. So that's for 5 days, all right? Let's simplify it. 5 times R is 5R, plus 5 times 15 is 75. Okay, all right, one last thing. So geometry problems. Okay, all right, now. Okay, I should say this is to find the area. Okay, this is to find the area. That is to find the area. Okay, all right, so now, what do you guys remember about the area of a rectangle? Right, length times width, right? So this is the width. That's the length, right? So we're going to multiply them. All right, again, I've never done this with the 6th graders, but this is really good. So length times width, or width times length, same thing. Length times width. That's it. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Okay, now you can simplify it, right? By distributing. 8 times x is 8x plus 8 times 8, 64. Okay? Yeah. Okay, what about this one? Try this one on your own. Okay, all right, so length times width, right? So length times width, and that's it. Okay, now, I know how some of you might have written this. You might have written this first, but that still doesn't change anything. You will still write this parentheses, and then you write the 13 in the back. And as I've shown you, 2 days ago, this is the same thing as this. They're both right. Okay, and then you distribute. Yeah, now, try this last one. Typically, I would probably make this a bonus question. All right, because this one's good. Like, this one's really, really good. Should I give you a hint? Yeah, it takes the 2 topics we've learned in the last week or so and put them together. So try on your own. See what you think. Yep. Okay, let's go over it. So this is the width. This whole thing is the length. Okay. So if I do 9, I could do, now here's the question. How long is this thing if you have to write it as an expression? How long is this whole thing? You would write 7, right? Plus the x plus the 5. Right? OMG. What topic is this? Yeah, this is combining like terms. So this is combining like terms and distributive property. So this is this. They're the same thing. Okay, so let's combine first, right? Like how we said it earlier today. 7 plus 5 is 12 plus x, right? Distribute. So 9 times 12, what is that? 108, is that right? Yep. Plus 9x. Or as O Manning would say, 9x plus 108. Okay? Now, if you want to switch this here at this juncture, you could also. Doesn't change anything. Okay? You get the same thing. So, okay. All right. Let's see. So tomorrow I'll offer you the 2 reviews. Okay? And when you're ready, I'm going to show you this game, all right? It's actually a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire version of math. It's actually really good. It's a fantastic game. So we review for the next couple of days, all right, and then by Monday you should be more than ready to tackle the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game. Okay, so fantastic. All right, so have a good day. All right, think about what I said earlier today in the announcements, and if you have questions, feel free to email me, okay? Or just write a comment on the blog. Okay, all right. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's the bell. All right. Don't tell me you don't miss that bell.
OMG, that was so good.